This film begins in a small village in the city of Mumbai, India. Here, we're introduced to our main characters, Michael and his newly pregnant wife, Maria. Enchanted by the beautiful city, Michael suggests they should move and live in Mumbai permanently. He then walks up to a random little girl asking her if staying here forever with his wife is a good idea. But then we move 6 years later. Maria wakes up from a bad dream and starts weakly hitting Michael, clearly upset over something. Michael calms her down as the camera pans to reveal the family. Michael and Maria, with their two kids, a son named Oliver and a daughter named Lucy. The next morning, the couple start their day having breakfast with Lucy and their dog, Winston. But something seems off. The little boy in the family picture we saw earlier, Oliver, is nowhere to be seen. Still, life goes on normally. The family has a maid, Kiki, who helps around the house. But when Michael leaves for work, Maria suddenly has a mental breakdown. Kiki watches her with pity. It turns out they've been living in Mumbai for the past 6 years. Later that night, Michael comes home to find Maria asleep in front of the TV, watching old family videos, one with a photo of them playing piano together. Michael watches solemnly, looking at his son Oliver on screen. As he gently pulls up the blanket over Maria, and the empty pill bottle falls. And suddenly Michael realizes Maria isn't sleeping. She's overdosed. As Michael calls for an ambulance, Maria drifts into a haunting memory. Years ago, she was in a car accident with their two children. The car plunged into water and began to sink. Maria frantically tried to free both kids from their seatbelts. She managed to save Lucy, but Oliver's leg was stuck. No matter how hard she tried, Maria couldn't free him in time. Oliver drowned while Maria carried Lucy to the surface, screaming as the locals held her back from diving in again. Back in the present, Maria wakes up in the hospital. The doctor reassures Michael that she'll be fine. But then Piki, the maid, approaches Maria. She says she knows a way for Maria to see her son one last time, so she can say goodbye properly. She tells Maria about a mysterious temple in the woods just outside her village, a temple where the line between the living and the dead is said to blur. Vicky also confesses that she lost her own daughter once and knows Maria's pain. According to her, all Maria has to do is take Oliver's ashes, spread them on the steps of the temple, then lock herself inside overnight. Through the door, Maria will be able to speak to Oliver one last time. But she warns her. No matter what happens, no matter how much Oliver pleads, Maria must never open the door. When Maria recovers and returns home, she notices Peaky praying for her late daughter. Intrigued, Maria begins to consider the idea. She finally agrees. That night, Maria and Peaky go to the graveyard. Men dig up Oliver's casket. Maria forces herself to see her son's body, even reaching for his favorite plushie, Calm the tiger. But when she touches Oliver's rotting arm, she recoils in shock. They burned Oliver's body in a funeral pyre, with Aghori tribesmen present. These tribesmen cover themselves in ashes of the dead and feed on corpses, believing it helps them communicate with spirits. Afterwards, Maria sets off to the remote village. She travels by train and then on foot into the woods. Along her path, she notices dead cows scattered everywhere. Finally, she arrives at the temple. Following Peaky's instructions, Maria spreads Oliver's ashes along the steps, then locks herself inside the temple, holding a candle. When night falls, things get strange. She hears breathing inside the temple. Curious, she explores deeper, stumbling into a cave. A gust of wind blows out the candle. She lights a match only to see a crow fall dead at her feet and decompose instantly. She also encounters a mummified woman hiding her face in her hands. Terrified, Maria runs back to the main hall and calls Oliver's name. Suddenly, the temple doors begin banging violently. Then, a familiar voice. It's Oliver. Overjoyed, Maria presses her ear to the door, apologizing for leaving him behind. Oliver tells her he doesn't blame her, but being a child, he begs her to open the door just so he can hug her one last time. Maria refuses, remembering the rule. Oliver begins to cry, saying he must go back to where he came from. Desperate not to lose him again, Maria makes a mistake. She opens the door, but Oliver isn't there. Only silence, and inside the temple, the ominous statue begins to crack. Back in Mumbai, Winston the dog starts barking at night. The next day, Lucy discovers Oliver's plushy Khan on the stairs and even hears noises from Oliver's old room. Maria soon returns home. Michael scolds her for leaving without telling him, but she assures him she's fine. Yet strange things keep happening. Lucy plays piano, joined by invisible hands. Toys spell out Oliver's name. Khan the plushie keeps reappearing around the house. It becomes clear Oliver has come back. Maria, torn between love and fear, tries to reconnect with Oliver's ghost. She reads him bedtime stories. She even dreams of Oliver visiting her. But soon, the haunting turns darker. The plants in the yard wither and die. The pet birds drop dead. Lucy gets bitten by something and says Oliver's being mean. When Maria confronts Oliver, he violently forces her to read him a story. Meanwhile, shadowy Aghori tribesmen appear outside the house. Piki warns Maria that because she broke the rule, Oliver's spirit is now corrupted. Worse, she unleashed Mirtu, the gatekeeper of the underworld who has escaped the temple and is hunting Oliver, killing everything in her path. Vicky begs Maria to burn all of Oliver's belongings, but Maria, unwilling to let go, refuses. Soon Mirtu appears. Maria sees terrifying visions. Vicky herself is lured into the pond by the illusion of a dead daughter, only to be killed. When Michael and Maria discover Piki's body, Michael becomes convinced Maria has lost her mind. But Maria realizes the truth. Oliver has possessed Lucy. Michael, in disbelief, locks Maria away while carrying Lucy. But Lucy stabs Winston the dog, then Michael. She reveals herself to be Oliver, now fully inside her body. In a horrifying climax, Maria confronts Oliver in Lucy's room as the Aghori tribesmen perform a ritual to banish him. Mirtu crawls closer, demanding Oliver's soul back. Desperate, Maria offers herself instead, promising to stay with Oliver forever. Oliver leaves Lucy's body, entering Maria's. The Aghori immediately stab Maria, offering her as sacrifice. Maria awakens inside Oliver's room, face to face with Mirtu. Then she finds herself outside the temple, hearing Michael's voice calling to her. For a brief moment, she thinks she is alive, but then she realizes the truth she is dead. Michael opens the temple door, and with that, the terror begins again. That was today's CineSnap. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a story. Until next time, keep snapping into cinema.